just get this recorded. All right. Good morning.
Good morning. Before we start, if I may,
Yeah.
I enjoyed Asher's little dissertation on Shabbat.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was good. He wanted to know what was the purpose of mentioning all these stops over the course of the years, okay, when these were not the people that carried on. Because it didn't seem to have any consequence ultimately for the end. Okay, for now. Why would we have to know all the different places that they stop? Good morning, Marilyn.
Marilyn.
So I'm thinking about it, okay, and then I'm thinking again what my mother used to say. I can't remember it. I can't believe this, as I said it before. As I get older, I keep remembering what my mother said and keep quoting her. She said, what is my purpose in life? She was sitting down, I don't know, one Friday night, we were having a discussion. And what is the purpose and what is my purpose in life? So my purpose in life is really to pass the torch down from what my parents gave me to you guys. Okay? And so how does it influence you? Well, what influences you is what I went through in my life.
Right.
And so I'd be able to have a conclusion I'm able to tell you. So when Asher was talking on Shabbat about the different cities, the different areas that the Hebrews walked through and stopped at, okay, it reminded me, okay, it was part of what their life was, which really should probably molded the life of the people that continued in the next generation. And I guess that's what we have to think about, okay? Even though we think we're going through a journey that is not very influential, I would hope that we are a little bit influential on our children so that they can carry on our tradition. Anyway, that's my thoughts on it before people started.
I mean, my analysis was also that journeys are often about destinations, right? It's we're on this journey because we're on this plane because we want to get to the beach, right? And the Jews in the desert was perhaps the most famous journey of all time, and sometimes it's not about the destination, it's about the actual journey. So proof is that whole generation didn't make it to the destination, Moshe included, right? I mean, so it was not about, the final destination for them.
What's the journey?
It was about that journey, which was perhaps about passing it on,
So it reminds me of a saying that I said once when I was president. Every Shabbat, I did a saying of the week, okay? A happy person is a person who enjoys the detour along the road.
Right. Yeah. It sounds like it's right out of Pirkei Avot. Elliot, you should know. Last night we had a wonderful minyan, a really nice minyan outside. Great turnout.
Perfect. Just to
so
tell
I think
you,
we're on Mishnah 10.
Just to tell you, I received one comment of my email yesterday. That's all.
Yeah. No, but it was not to be commented on. It was to be read and absorbed and perhaps spoken about tomorrow night.
Okay.
So as we journey through chapter 5, we're presented with numbers, right? There was a whole series of 10 and a whole series of 7. And now it looks like we're moving down to 4. So Arba Midot Ba'adam. There are 4 midot, 4 types of values, characters. It's a hard word to translate. Midah. Ha'omer, one who says shali shali v'shalcha shalach. Mine is mine and yours is yours. Zo midah benonit. This is common, right? Like this is what my kids say all the time. This is my toy. This is your toy. V'yesh omrim zo midat stom. Oh, but there are those that say this was a midah from stom, which is to say not a very good midah. Sheli shalcha v'shalcha sheli am haaretz. What's mine is yours, and what's yours is mine. Am haaretz, one who is not so learned.
A bore.
A bore. Sheli shalcha v'shalcha shalach. What's mine is yours, and what's yours is yours. Chassid. That is someone who is righteous. Sheli sheli v'shalcha sheli rasha. But what's mine is mine, and what yours is mine is someone who is wicked. So I mean, this for the most part makes sense. I think that there's nothing wrong with taking ownership of something. For me, it's weird to think that sheli shalcha, that what's mine is yours, because what's mine is mine, and I'm happy to share it.
You just said it. You just said it. We're happy to share it, but it's not yours anymore. It's ours.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay. However, are we talking about two people? Let's just talk about two people on the same economic platform. Are we talking about somebody who's rich and somebody is poor? Are we talking about somebody who is, I don't know.
I mean, I think you're talking about people that deal with each other, because you're saying that's what's mine is yours and what's yours is yours. So it's people that are sort of in the same milieu, I would think.
Okay, so let's say somebody's the same milieu. Okay, so I'm saying is, I have a ladder. My neighbor needs a ladder. Do I go and say, you know what, you can have the ladder anytime you want, or I have a ladder, it's my ladder. You want a ladder, go get yours.
Right.
Okay, to me, it's a no-brainer.
Right. Yeah.
It's not, okay, what is it? Don't separate yourself from the community.
Yeah.
So this is so logical.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I ask why it mentions stum here? Is it that I don't know if I'm in the story of stum, does it mention that they didn't share, or that they weren't, is it that they weren't community based by saying mine is mine and yours is yours? And going back to what Elliot was saying?
I think that's probably what it's saying. For me, though, it's, it seems, at least from all the times that I heard about learned about Stom, it was like, it was all about stealing and killing, and it was like, this is all mine, right? So I'm not sure. It seems like to call that one Stom seems a little bit simple to me. I'm gonna check out if maybe I have a commentary here. Yeah, Bartonaro explains the reference to stum as the person who is unwilling to help another. So that,
Well said, you should not separate yourself from your community. Well, there you go.
I'm sorry I was a little bit late, but I don't understand why, if you're comparing somebody to stum, then why is that the righteous person? The pious person, sorry.
No, it's not saying it's pious.
It says mine is yours and yours is yours is a pious person. But before it said mine. Right. Oh, wait, mine is, sorry, I read it wrong.
Mine is yours and yours is mine.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, sorry, shali, mine is mine and yours is yours.
Mine is mine, yours is yours, and mine is yours and yours is yours. Okay, right. I missed that.
Right, the way that I read the Mishnah is mine is mine and yours is yours. That's a midah stom. That mine is yours and yours is mine. That's like an ignoramus, Mine is yours and yours is yours. That's the chassid.
Right.
And mine is mine and yours is mine is the rasha.
Okay.
Let's see, these are some very famous Mishnahs coming up. Arba midot badeot. There are 4 midot badeot in someone's mind and their being. Noach lichos v'noach lirtzot. Someone who becomes angry very easily, and someone who becomes calm very easily. Yatzas charo behefsedo. His sachar, his reward, vanishes. Kashe lichos v'kashe lirtzot. Someone who is very hard to anger, but also hard to appease. Yatsa hefsedo bischaro. His loss disappears in the sachar. So this is getting very complicated and very confusing. Let's first read it once, then we'll go back. Kashe lichos v'noach lirtzot chasid. Someone who is very difficult to anger, but very easy to appease. That's the chasid. Noach lichos v'kashe lirtzot rasha. Someone who angers easily and has a lot of difficulty being appeased. That's the rasha. So I'm confused about the sachar comment. Someone who's easy to anger and easy to appease. Yatsa scharo behefsedo.
To me, this is a personality. Can you change somebody's personality? Okay, I know.
Yes, behavioral therapy.
I have a friend who, if you just say the wrong word to him, he just blows up.
Right.
Okay, and I have spoken to him about it many times. Okay, and I just can't seem to change him. So what do? I'm not friends with him anymore.
That's it.
What else can I do? I mean, I'm not a psychiatrist, psychologist. So these are personalities. So what do? You just stay away from people who are very easily provoked and take a long time to come back. These are, I think all they're trying to do is show that these are different personalities in life, okay? And you have to find friends or acquaintances that you want to feel comfortable with. And I can't be comfortable with somebody I am afraid to say something to them because they're going to blow up.
Yeah.
Just a comment. I think it's a comment on human nature. Nothing more than I can't.
For sure. I think it's also a comment on self-analysis, and that perhaps we have to check our own, temperaments and ask ourselves, what type of people are we? And perhaps there's a way that we could help change. And I mean, I think everyone can always be improving, even someone that perhaps has a very gentle spirit, doesn't anger very easily. And I would think, I mean, I've actually never studied this, but I would think that there are techniques and things to practice, if it's breathing, if it's, meditating, if it's exercise, that sort of lift a person's spirits. I mean, I would say that the last year and a half, we've probably all been short-fused and short-tempered and easy to stress. I mean, I know that when and thank God my wife is, one of the most relaxed people that I've met, but, there were times in the last year and a half where she'd be like, you're screaming about, like the kids not, finishing an apple, right? Like, it was like, I mean, it's something so dumb, like, like I really care if they finish their apple or not. It's I mean, I care, but is that something to cause anger? No. So it's sometimes
Adam, who is strong?
Yeah. Hachoveshet yitzro, someone that conquers that's it. That's the strength, Yeah, but I'm not understanding the sachar disappearing. Yatsa scharo behefsedo. Here is translated: his gain disappears in his loss.
To me, it sounds like it's wiping. It's like wiping it out. It's like he's easy to be angry, which is the negative thing, but he's easy to be appeased, which is a positive thing. But the two of them wipe each other out.
Could a person like that be a teacher?
Easy to become angry and easy to be appeased.
We've all had some pretty angry teachers, I'm sure.
Could a person like that be a good teacher? I'm sorry.
Listen, I taught, I'm sure, I mean, a good teacher knows how to control the class at the same time, and kids need to know that there is a limit, but anger is usually not the answer.
But what do we remember about Hebrew school anyhow? Sheket bevakasha.
Adam! Adam! Don't metape! I mean, something that really infuriates me is when people speed down my street. This gets me right to 100. I'm at 100 and I'm like ready. I'm like foaming at the mouth. Kids are outside and these idiots come, flying down the street Sunday afternoon. I mean,
they want to make the lights.
Yeah. So
what can you do about it?
Okay, so the sachar cancels itself out, and someone who is difficult with anger and difficult to appease, also yasa hefsedo bischaro. So this is interesting though, because then it gets flipped around. Yatsa hefsedo bischaro. His loss disappears in the sachar.
Yeah, it's the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, if you don't do something about your anger, what does it say? If you complain about something and you don't work out a solution, all you're doing is whining.
Right.
So.
Okay, so this is what Rashi says about gain and loss.
Oh.
Whatever benefit results from being easy to pacify is lost by being easy to provoke. So that's essentially what Tammy said. Likewise, whatever benefit is gained by being hard to anger is lost by being hard to assuage. Okay.
So logical.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is quite logical.
Okay, next.
Okay, there are 4 midot with students. Maher lishmoa umaher leabed. Someone who's quick to listen, meaning quick to understand, but quick to forget. Yatsa scharo behefsedo. His sachar is lost. Kashe lishmoa v'kashe le'abed, but someone who's difficult to hear and to understand, but also has a hard time forgetting. Yatsa hefsedo b'scharo. Maher lishmoa v'kashe le'abed. That's our chacham. Someone who is quick to hear and quick to understand, but does not forget easily. That's our chacham. Kashe lishmoa umaher le'abed, someone who has difficulty listening but forgets quickly. Ze chelek ra. This is an evil chelek. This is an evil portion. Again, very, very logical.
Again, these are like traits in people,
right.
in students. Well, students disciples, whatever you want to call it. Okay, this is a trait of a person.
Yeah.
Such as, you know, sometimes as much as I want to try to remember something, I can't remember it. Okay, except when I write the exam, you know, when I go just before an exam, I'll study, and I remember everything. And then as soon as the exam is over, boom, gone. So my gain is canceled by my loss, but I passed the exam. That's it. Next.
So I'll tell you, learning music really taught me how to learn. It was really, I mean, when you learn about muscle memory and really, and like even like Torah reading, right, is, I mean, I find that I could learn a whole parsha in a day, and if I lane it the next day, I'm okay. If I lane it in 2 or 3 days, it's gone. But if I practice the parsha for a week, and I've learned it takes a day or two for it to really sink into your brain. You know, like if there's a short term and then there's like long term, and I learned that as a kid, because as a kid when I would practice laning, and I would you know forget to do it the whole week, and I would do it Friday night because I told the rabbi that I would lane and shul the next day. I mean, I had a friend who used to carry the tikkun to shul, and he'd be like on the street learning the Torah reading, and then he would do it perfectly. But ask him to do it the next day, forget about it. You know, even with like practicing scales, you could like, you know, if I were to learn a piece of music 10 minutes before performing it, I could probably perform it, but then I would never internalize it, right? So I mean, it's the same concept.
But you have to be motivated.
That's
You
it.
have to be motivated, and there's the key. I mean,
That's right.
can you be motivated all the time to learn something? No, what you enjoy, you usually are good at.
Right.
I look at sometimes we don't give enough room to people that are slower to comprehend, and where just how their brain works and how they need to work it through. And so that's an unfortunate thing, that we just don't allow many times for the time. And also understanding that people learn differently. There are different modes of learning, and that is unfortunate, because people then can label themselves as not smart, not which is unfortunate. It has long-term consequences.
I agree, but does some of it have to do with motivation?
There is a piece of that, truly. There is a piece of that. On resiliency, there's a whole piece about, you know, grit and motivation, but again, part of it is how people have learned in the past, and you know, what kind of reinforcement you get. But always that if something is important to you, you will learn it.
Oh, this is important for you. Okay, but I love math. So because I love math, I went in. I loved physics, because physics was a combination of all the math I learned. My favorite subject was advanced calculus. Talk to me about music. I love listening to music. I have no ear. I have no sound. I tried to study music, garnished, nothing. It's just that I can't. It's not me. I guess I don't find it logical. Maybe it's very logical. Adam, is music very logical?
Music is actually very mathematical.
I was going to say that.
Oh, everything's in what is it, 0.125?
Music theory, I'm saying.
0.125 was a 1/8.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's all numbers, and it all has to equal up to, you know, the bar. I mean, it's you know.
It depends who understands also and who can motivate you. It's not all about self-motivation.
That's true. So that comes into, the teacher comes into play.
Asir l'charav.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Okay, maybe I'll try
one more.
Okay.
That's a good one. Arba midot benotnei tzedakah. 4 midot arise for those who give charity. Harotze sheyitein velo yitnu acherim. There's the person who wants to give, but doesn't want others to give. Right? I want all the kavod. It's the Adam Stotland building. Eino ra'a b'shel acherim. So this person has an evil eye to the property of others. Yitnu acherim vehu lo yiten. Someone who wants other people to give, go ask Elliot. Elliot will endow the building. Eino ra'a b'shelo. This guy has an evil eye towards what is his. Yitain ve'yitnu acherim chasid. Someone who gives and wants others to give, that's our chasid. Lo yitain ve'lo yitnu acherim rasha. Someone who doesn't give and doesn't want others to give is our rasha.
What I understand too is that in all of these that we've been talking about, the wicked person, I guess it's because it's always the last one, is basically the wicked person throughout. I don't think you can be wicked in one and be pious in another. I think it's all part of one package.
Interesting.
Interesting.
It's a thread through like all of these Mishnahs.
Isn't everybody has a little bit of everything in them? You would
Could
like
be.
to think that everybody's most pious, but you know what? Every once in a while you'll say, you know what? I don't think I'll give. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's the Pesach thing, right? Is that
Yeah.
we're all, Arba Banim.
Yeah.
It's, and each of us wakes up on the right side of the bed on Monday, and then on the perhaps not the right side of the bed on Tuesday.
So these are characteristics of every person at particular time in life,
Yeah.
at the particular day.
And age. And experience.
Yeah. Definitely helps.
And does it relate back to that we have the potential for good as well as the potential for bad, right? So,
I'd like that. I'd like we'd have the potential of good. Let's stop there.
On that note, let's stop there.
Well, that's what I said.
We all have the potential for good. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Tov.
Shavua
Shavua
Tov,
Tov.
everyone.
Thank you, Shabbat
PM,
Tov.
everyone should know evening services are in our tent.
well,
It's been lovely, and hope to see everyone.
Is there
in person.
social distancing in the tent?
Yeah, I mean the tent is you could stand wherever you like.
Answer is yes.
And you wear masks?
So masks are not mandatory outside, but the parking lot is big, so everyone finds their comfortable space.
Gail, when you go walking, do you wear a mask?
Only if people are coming across, then I lift it.
Right.